So I am a bit of a Pokémon fan if that wasn't obvious enough. I own Pokémon plushies, posters, amiibo, cards and of course games. And today we are going to take a look at the most recent Pokémon game, Pokémon Scarlet and Violet. When Pokémon Sword and Shield released back in 2019, it really showed that the Pokémon series really needed something shaken up. This was especially apparent after the release of Pokémon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl later in 2021. At this point, basically all the mainline Pokémon games followed the same format and people were just getting tired of it. Bundle that with not so great visual style and mediocre gameplay and you get a 70 on Metacritic, for one of the most anticipated games of the year. So a few months after that came a Pokémon spin-off called Pokémon Legends Arceus. A breath of fresh air for the franchise, an open world Pokémon game with a crafting mechanic. Now, I haven't played a lot of this game, but I definitely see why people enjoy it so much. Still though, the game didn't look that great and had some terrible pop-in and terrible trees. Now Pokémon Scarlet and Violet released and I picked up Violet if you're just dying to know that. I was really excited for the release because I've been a Pokémon fan for quite some time now. My love for Pokémon started with Pokémon Go. Before 2016, basically all I played were Mario games, but I played a lot of Pokémon Go, like every sane being in 2016. Later that year, Pokémon Sun and Moon released, to which I got on launch day from my mom as an early birthday present, and I fell absolutely in love with this game. After that, I didn't touch the franchise for a while until 2019, when I bought a Switch that November and bought Pokémon Swords about 2 months later. After that, I basically kept up with the series, buying new Pokémon Snap, Brilliant Diamond, Legends Arceus, and now Pokémon Violet. I do own some other Pokémon games like Pokémon Mystery Dungeons and the original Pokémon Red on the Game Boy, but I haven't played them as much as the others. The Pokémon games have always been popular, but the recent mainline entries have been a little too mainstream for some people. I kind of get it though. Pokémon Sword had some really boring parts and Legends Arceus I just haven't really played that much. So I was kind of worried leading up to the launch of Pokémon Scarlet and Violet. The trailers looked really good though and slowly my hopes were creeping up again. But the last few months I haven't really checked up on the trailers and announcements. Probably because I was too busy playing Splatoon 3, which I have almost soaked 100 hours in at this point.
What?
I actually wanted to do a video like with my opinion of Splatoon 3, but I was too busy talking about the Wii U, and it actually allowed me to play a bit into the game to get a good look at it first. So November 18th, 2022, I woke up around 7:30 AM to pick up my copy at 8:30 AM because where I live they did an early opening for the Pokemon games. I got home and booted up the game and my first reaction was, holy shit, this game looks amazing. Yeah, visually, it's already a huge step up from Legends Arceus. I mean, there's actual trees in this game. And it all runs pretty smooth, though the game sometimes has its moments. The game has a bunch of frame drops from time to time, and at some moments, Pokemon and NPC just move at 5 frames a second to keep a steady frame rate, but the game is never at a level where it's absolutely unplayable or anything like that, at least in my experience. Now that we've gone over some nitpicks, the game looks visually stunning. I've had some moments where I was just walking around and focusing on the world and how beautiful it can be. It might not be the best looking game on the Switch, I still think games like Breath of the Wild look better, but it is definitely one of the best looking games on Switch, especially compared to the other Pokemon games on the Switch. Now let's talk a little bit about the gameplay, because that's why you buy the game of course, and holy shit do I love this game already! So the game starts out as your regular Pokemon game, little introduction to the region, show some new Pokemon, talk to your mom, pick a starter, battle with your new frenemy, and go catch some Pokemon. But that is where it gets a little wilder. Around this point in the game, you already meet up with the legendary Pokemon. In Scarlet it is Koraidon, and in Violet it is Miraidon. Normally in Pokemon games you meet the legendaries around 90% into the story, but in this game they save you and then it's basically yours. Not to battle with however, it is too weak for that, but you are able to ride on them. Yes, You can ride on them, go over water, and even fly with them. Though you have to do some other things for that, which perfectly leads into the next part, and that is the ability to choose what you do in the game. The game is pretty similar to Breath of the Wild in a sense, where after the tutorial, you are basically free to go wherever the hell you'd like to. Though there are some set challenges for you to complete. Of course, first off is the Victory Road challenge. This is like in every Pokemon game where you achieve all 8 gym badges and defeat the Elite Four. But this is not the only thing to do, no. There are also the Path of Legends and Starfall Street. The Path of Legends is essentially the divine beasts of this game. By defeating them you get upgrades to your legendaries such as a boost or higher jumps. And then there is Starfall Street, where you infiltrate bases from Team Star, the bad guys in this game. You can decide for yourself what you do in what order. It's truly like Breath of the Wild, where it helps you understand the basics of the game and after that just lets you do whatever you'd like to. I was also surprised on the movement in this game. Besides the fact that at first walking animation looked really weird to me, the game surprised me with how few invisible walls there are. I mean, just look at this, you can just walk on top of a roof if you wanted to. Besides the fact that this makes the game already amazing, the Pokemon Company thought it was a good idea to let you be able to play the entire game in multiplayer. And this really shows how much fun Breath of the Wild would have been if it had multiplayer. I'm sorry I keep comparing this game to Breath of the Wild, but I have had so many laughs with friends just doing basic stuff or even not doing anything at all. Just walking around with our Pokemon. But besides the laughs we've got from wandering around the world, we also got some laughs with some glitches that occurred, because being an open world game, it's almost guaranteed that it's not the most smooth experience. There is bound to be some glitches, and the ones in this game are absolutely hilarious. I have seen some compilations from glitches in Pokémon Scarlet and Violet, and they're absolutely hilarious. The new Pokemon introduced in this game are also pretty solid. Sure, we have a long Diglett now, and I betcha I put it on my team. But just look at these Pokemon designs, and sure, not every single one of them is a home run, but that's not necessary when you have Pokemon like Sprigatito and Bellibolt. Come on, how can you hate on this little guy? Just look at him, how cute he is! Now together with a new generation, it also comes with a new gimmick. Ever since the 6th generation, the Pokemon games have had some new sort of gimmick in a fight. Pokemon X and Y had Mega Evolutions, Pokemon Sun and Moon had Z moves, and Pokemon Sword and Shield had Dynamax. And this generation, they have added Terra types, which is honestly not that different from normal fights. Though Terastallization will change the Pokemon's typing, together with growing a huge mark on their head of what type they are. It basically means that Pokemon now can have 3 types, just not at the same time. You can Terastallize a Pokemon once per Poké Center visit, which means you can't just go Terastallize every Pokemon battle. But talking about Poké Centers, they have now been set outside to access quick healing, and the PC has also been removed to move to your pocket, just like in Legends Arceus. They are both great changes and really make the gameplay that much faster. So yeah, in short, basically this game is just a mix of Legends Arceus and Pokemon Sword and Shield, with also a little bit of Breath of the Wild sprinkled on top of that. Now, inherently this may sound bad, but it's actually one of the greatest Pokemon experiences that I have had, and I am just excited to jump right back into this game after I finish this video.
So do I think this game is worth it? Definitely. For only $59.99, you get a full open world Pokemon experience which you can play fully through with friends, either online or locally. So yeah, in my opinion, it is one of the greatest games on the Switch of all time, and definitely a must buy. So if you'd excuse me, I'm gonna put another 100 hours into Pokemon Violet, so see you all next time.